So, I've seen complaints on how the Alliance hasn't been utilizing its full military power over the Horde through the course of the pre-patch in 8.0. Most point to the obvious piece of weaponry that's both mobile and destructive and has yet to be used in any battles. Of course, I'm talking about the Vindicaar. The Vindicaar is a state-of-the-art, space-capable, light-blessed fortress built by the Draenei. It was used during the Argus campaign where the armies of Legionfall, along with the Army of Light, made it their base of operations on the Legion's homeworld. During its time there, it was blessed by the Light and was armed with a giant laser, one capable of destroying buildings and armies. When Legionfall returned home, the Vindicaar was kept in the hands of the Army of the Light, where they dedicated their forces to the Alliance in their new war with the Horde. So why is it, especially with the current state of the Alliance's armies, that they have yet to use it in battle against the Horde? Why can't they just solve every problem they face with the Vindicaar? Well, I thought about this for quite some time, and I found a few good reasons for why it hasn't been used yet. For starters, despite the lackluster state of the Alliance military, they are still more dominant than the Horde with their current weapons and men. If you were at war, and you were winning, and you were placing the enemy on a constant defensive, a defensive that they couldn't hope to win, you'd have no reason to use everything at your disposal, especially if the enemy is just as, if not more, weak than you. Going along with this, if the Alliance began using the Vindicaar for every battle, the enemy would eventually find a way to destroy it, or perhaps even damage it, especially with the introduction of Azeroth, which we've seen can crumble buildings and blockades and level entire regions. So using it constantly puts one of the most dangerous weapons in the Alliance arsenal at risk of destruction when it isn't even needed. Maybe if the Horde began pushing back and was winning battles and was placing the Alliance on the losing defensive, maybe then it would be used to turn the tide. But why turn the tide now when everything is in your favor? Why risk the only functional thing that could traverse the great dark beyond? What if it's needed in the future, perhaps against the Void or the reawakening of the Legion? The Vindicaar is much better off in orbit around Azeroth rather than risking itself when it isn't needed. At least for right now. So what do you think? Do you think the Vindicaar should still be used in battle, despite Alliance dominance already? Or maybe there's another logical reason I missed for why it isn't being used. Please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to read them. Thanks for watching.